Ever wish you had an emergency backup plan for meals? Maybe you're tired of cooking, maybe you're sick, maybe the power's gone out and you need to feed the kids. Mindy Dennison with Mindy Mom is here to the rescue. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me back.
This seems like such a simple idea, but I guarantee you people out there are like, well, I never thought of that.
Well, and I didn't either for years. It was actually just a few years ago when we had an Arctic blast weather event here in Tulsa. Do you remember?
Yes.
It was about this time 2 years ago. Lots of people lost power for several days, and it got me to thinking, what if I only had a heat source? Because we have a gas stove. We also have a gas grill outside. What if I only have a heat source and water? What kinds of meals can I prepare if we run out of refrigerated things, or if we just don't want to open the fridge too much when the power's out?
With that in mind, you have come up with a bunch of different simple, easy recipes with, I guess, non-perishables.
Yeah. Shelf-stable ingredients.
Shelf-stable
ingredients. You can
store
them, for a fairly long time, and they won't require refrigeration, and you can still make a meal for your family.
These are on Mindy's website. We'll give you that in just a little bit, but we're going to kind of walk through how you design this and how you go about it.
Sure.
For example, over here are all the ingredients for green chili chicken soup.
Yep, this is just a basic kind of a Tex-Mex style soup with chicken and beans and corn and green chilies, and you can throw in, I always throw in a ranch packet because that's just a really great all-purpose seasoning, a couple of bouillon cubes. Put all that together with some water, simmer it on the stove. I find these tortilla strips in the salad topping section.
Right.
Much easier to store than a big bag of tortilla chips. And so you can have a nice warm bowl of soup, and if it's really cold outside, that's a great one.
Very fortifying for sure. Okay, sure. This next one is a creamy chicken noodle soup.
So this is another soup recipe.
Separate.
This is one of my favorites.
1, 2. Okay, so tell me, so you got the items here. You go, do you just go and buy all the ingredients and then pack them up?
I do. I buy all of the ingredients for each recipe, and then I pack them up in a Ziploc bag. So this one has some chicken. This is just a can of prepared chicken. It's got some sliced carrots, which you can buy in the canned vegetable section in the grocery store, some egg noodles, and I just throw that in a pot with some water and some of these bouillon cubes until the noodles are done, and then I like to stir in a can of this table cream. Have you ever seen this?
No, that's what I was trying to see. It's like, it's a
This is
cream?
basically shelf-stable heavy cream or half and half.
Right.
And I find it typically in the aisle in the grocery store that features a lot of Hispanic brands. Okay. It's a product of Mexico, but this is shelf-stable, and so I stir that in at the end. It makes it creamy because I tend to cook with a lot of half and half, or like a little bit of heavy cream to make it creamy. Yeah. So I will pack all of the ingredients here in a big two-gallon Ziploc bag, and then I'll take.
Don't forget your recipe.
I'll take the recipe and I will fold it up and stick it right in here. Zip it up, and then I toss it into a plastic bin. And with all of my other meals.
Talking during the break, because I have these tubs and I don't know what to do with them. I'm like, I don't want to throw them away because I'll probably use them at some point. But this is perfect. It may have seen better days for storage.
This was an old one that had no lid, but it fit perfectly on the floor of my pantry underneath my shelves.
So each of these bags has our kits, if you will.
Each of these bags has one meal in it. I have 4 in here right now, including this one over here. And also, don't forget, a can opener. I have an electric can opener. Maybe you already have one in your drawer. Yeah, I always put one in the bin because those things walk away in my house. Those things and scissors walk away in my house. So I make sure I've got one in there.
Power outages, one thing. Kids going to college.
These make great meals to send back with college kids who have limited kitchens. I've also had viewers tell me that they take these kinds of meals camping, or if they travel in an RV or a camper, or even if they're just traveling like to an Airbnb or to a rental and they know that they don't want to stock a whole kitchen full of stuff, they'll take these with them.
Smart. Now you have snacks, and then you also have like little meals for your kids?
Yes, so these are really ready to eat things. They don't have to be cooked. So I have some dried fruit like raisins, some applesauce pouches. Little pro tip, buy the ones that you can see through for this particular purpose, because if you're going to store them for a while, you want to make sure you know what's in them. Some bars, and then my kids love these little peanut butter cups with pretzels. And what I will do is package them up into little mini meals. And the most frequent use for these in my house is when my kids wake up too late to pack a lunch. And they will grab one or two of these, and head out the door to school and not have to worry about packing a lunch. They also are great for swim meets, for soccer practices, for, sports camps and things that your kids are going to. So these definitely get used pretty quickly out of the bin.
Well, and if you're not feeling well, like some folks have felt lately, then you can say, hey guys, go to the bin and
yes, this is really easy. All the directions are in it. So, if your kids are old enough to be cooking, this is something really easy for them to do. And I make sure that I try to rotate through everything in this bin within about a year. I try to go through it in a year and then restock it, or at least take the items out, you know, and put fresher items in and use those in my daily cooking.
Very smart, and we'll put all that information on our website at newson6.com and a link to Mindy's page as well. Great to see you. Great ideas.
Great
I
to
love
see
it.
you. Thank you.
Good thing I've got my bins ready to go.